Angus, welcome back to the Dice Monday podcast.
Welcome back to the MindSets podcast.
Yes, we're a duo.
Oh, it's
Again.
amazing.
No Charles.
Straight into the grind my gears. Straight into the grind my gears. I know
Get
that
him.
Charles is watching this.
Get him.
Where are you?
Your camera's there, by the way.
Oh, well, I'll look at this one then. Charles, where are you? In all seriousness, we've missed a couple of weeks. Charles has been very, very busy with work. Very exciting job that he's got himself. So we're super proud of him, but we do miss him.
Yeah.
But it also has given us the chance to have a little
Reconnect.
private episode and reconnect.
Yes.
How are you?
Fine. Surviving.
Fine. I don't like that.
Yeah, okay, so super good. Everything is going super well.
Yeah, sweet. Just lie. That's what I wanted. Yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm tired. My ultra was heavy, so it's quite nice to have a bit of a break. I need to reconnect with my partner. We got our wedding at the end of the year. So I'm just trying to find some peace. Because when you do all these events and it's like training and it's like footage, it's week in the life, it's podcasts, it's so it's quite nice to just have nothing on the calendar.
Do you know how you know truly if someone's done an ultra?
They tell you.
Yeah, they'll tell you first. They'll tell you before you ask about it.
Did I mention it then?
No, so those that aren't aware, Roscoe's done a couple of ultras now.
Yeah.
Which one was harder?
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked, to be fair, this one looked cool.
It was beautiful. So it did look pretty sick, but it's just the climbing. Like there's no race above 6,000 meters climbing that I know of other than this race.
So where was it?
In Italy, in Gresini, so in Monte Rosa, which is a ski resort about an hour above Milan.
What is it with you and endurance events in Italy? That seems to be your...
I think it's quite cheap. Well, it's cheaper.
Okay. Jet 2 holidays. Love it.
Yeah. I mean, it was like 90 quid to fly to Milan.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah. And then like 170 quid for 3 nights.
Mhm.
And then the ticket was only 170 quid. So that compared to like an Ironman.
Oh, High Rocks in
Or
London,
High Rocks
which will be
in
like
London.
140 quid.
Yeah, I don't know why it's landed in Italy because the Ironman was in Italy. That's
Yeah.
just
It's a nice
random.
place.
It's random. Yeah.
It's a nice place.
They just host good races. And you?
My race calendar and everything has been so empty.
Yeah.
It's kind of been refreshing in a way. I have gone back. I've probably said this on the MindSets podcast. But I've basically gone back to a bro split for the first time in a few years. Which,
Interesting.
for those that aren't aware, push pull legs, do
Just-
something else, and then do push pull legs again.
3 days a week.
Maybe 6 days a week.
Okay.
Um,
Undercut you there.
with
but
some rest days. Sometimes it doesn't happen because work's busy.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
What's happening with work? Something new.
You little detective, you. Yes, something new. So basically, last time I was here with you, we were discussing range of motion media and how I got into all of that. Truthfully, the name range of motion media, which is clearly a mouthful,
Bit of a tongue twister.
I made in about 25 seconds.
Okay.
When I realized I needed to
a
have
name.
something to be able to present myself as not just me as a cameraman.
Yeah.
So I've never really loved it. I've kind of just went with it. It kind of was self-explanatory, but it wasn't really what I wanted to do. So I have rebranded to Athel House.
Which is Athlete House.
It is Athlete House. Spot on. Just remove the ETE.
I
Why?
nailed
Don't
it.
know. Trendy. Cool.
Yeah.
Mysterious.
You want to be different.
Exactly.
Mm.
But basically, it's to kind of come up with a solution to a problem which I have experienced now having worked in the space, which is that athletes are not content creators, but they get paid to be content creators. Likewise, content creators, as much as this might hurt for some of them, are not athletes, but they get paid to be like athletes. So what you end up having, and we've spoken about this before for sure, but I know you've spoken to a lot of people on your running episodes
Yes.
that we worked on. A lot of it, influencers or creators get injured trying to be athletes
Yes.
because they are paid sometimes to go and do events. They are paid to appear at events. They are paid to do 100-kilometer weeks in run clubs
Yeah.
when they probably don't have the training to do that.
Or
Which
they're
is
also living. So I find that they're also living like a normal life and going out and maybe having a couple of drinks and doing other things because they don't
Exactly.
have a 9 to 5. So they can't train 100 to 150K weeks and live like that.
exactly. And so the problem that there is there on the athlete side as well is that my favorite example of this is Tiger Woods was getting paid probably quite a lot by Nike.
He was a great content creator.
Was he a great content creator? Exactly. Like how many stories was he putting up back in the day? You know, was Nike turning around going, "Oh, you are simply the best on Sundays. We absolutely love it. Would you mind telling us your Sunday routine in a reel that lasts 30 to 45 seconds? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But that is how some athletes today are getting paid. And
Yeah.
unfortunately is reinforced, possibly different winners the way that I see it is potentially now you could have two young people. One of them's actually got a bit of more of a creative eye. So brands pick that person up. They allow that person not to work a full-time job. Short term, that doesn't make too much of a difference. Long term, that person might be able to have 2 full years training as a full-time athlete because they're able to make content pretty easily and pretty well, or good enough for these brands to be happy, versus the other person who's actually a better athlete but just doesn't understand the social space.
Yeah.
As a result of that, they don't get as much time to train. They don't get as much time to recover. They have someone like George Grassley, who won the London Marathon earlier this year, who's working a 9 to 5 and having to get his training in on the run to work and from work.
Yeah, and his content creation, love you, but is...
Well, we're going to fix that for him, hopefully.
Right, there you go.
George.
Perfect athlete.
George,
actually,
DM me.
for that.
But basically, that's part of the issue, is that in future, we might end up seeing a massive bias towards those with a creative eye that become professional athletes because the raw talent doesn't sell. And I think that's a bit of a change in the sports industry that I would quite like to stop. Hence, Athel House trying to sit in between and be a bit of a solution for those that are creators that want to have high-performing athlete performance style content that we can help shoot and create for them in a way that kind of gives them a bit of de-stress. Likewise for the athletes, if we can provide them a form of self-marketing or self-brand that they are not able to give themselves because training is more important, or if we can even just give them a bit more of their training and recovery lifestyle back, win-win.
You know what's crazy about this whole thing is the universe of work that Instagram has created. Like, this is all scoped around Instagram and
Big
social
time.
media. Like, that's crazy. Like, to what end does that go? Because I had a funny thought actually walking here. I was looking at stories and I was like, you know, people post stories and they're always going to have people watching these stories. Imagine a day where there's 0 views because no one's on their phone. Like, that day is gone.
Big
It's
time.
never coming back. How crazy is that?
What's really crazy is I can tell you what it feels like, because I don't know if you remember this. A couple of years ago, something happened. Mysterious weather event.
Really?
I was in Barcelona and all phone signal, all electricity, everything dropped.
Across the city?
Across the city of Barcelona, but across most of Spain and parts of France and parts of Portugal. And it was wild. At first, I just noticed that I didn't have phone signal, didn't really think anything of it. Then I walked into the closest village because I was actually on the beach, walked into the closest village. Everyone's just like in the street, like trying to figure out what's going on. I'm like, guys, we'll just go get some food. I was with some friends. The local mall's closed, like everything's closed. So I'm using like broken Spanish to understand that there's a national like emergency.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is going on? So we go back to our friend's hotel and they basically explained a lot. They were like, everything is down, no phone signal, no internet, no Wi-Fi. They had backup electricity, all of this. But we were like, we're going to miss our flight home, which was on that day. We don't know what to do. We can't search anything. We can only ask people questions, but they also don't know anything because they're not getting any. So all of a sudden, it was like, oh, life has reversed.
Yeah.
And after a relatively intense amount of panic and like disbelief that this was going on, it was crazy how quickly community came back together and kids were playing football in the streets and parents were going out and talking to their neighbors that they probably never spoken to because they weren't on their phones. And phones were offering nothing. And you go into the supermarket and everyone was actually helping each other out to get what they needed. And it's crazy that it was that quick for it to heal.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to this sort of space, I don't think it takes a lot to kind of fix things. I think it just takes a sensible system and a sensible reframing for consumers, which is everybody that has a phone, to be able to understand, like, that's not normal. The amount that we consume is not normal. The way that we let our decisions and our purchases be driven by what we just see when we scroll every 3 seconds is not normal. But it's going to take some sort of disruption or some sort of massive change in the industry to take it away from that. Because at the moment, like you said, everybody's screen time just continues to go up.
Yeah. What is yours sitting at?
Oh, you don't want to know.
Because like when last
I
did
could
you go?
tell you.
So my friend went on a silent retreat for 10 days. How
Okay.
interesting would that be? Would you do that?
I don't think I could.
It's hard.
Not because, like, in a competitive sense, obviously I could. I'm that guy. But no, from a seriousness perspective, like, I couldn't, because in my job I'm constantly
obviously you wouldn't be
consuming and
working for these
diagnosing.
10 days.
Obviously I wouldn't be working.
Yeah.
I know, but when I get back, I cannot be out of touch. In that, if someone asks for a specific type of thing that's done really well recently, I need to understand why it's done well. I need to be within that network, which is a bit of a kind of a bullet to,
you're
to
in
myself.
the industry, yeah.
And I kind of have to be immersed in it, which is why when I say my screen time, I am deeply embarrassed about it. But a lot of the time, I'm conversing. So I don't use
It's your
Teams or
business.
Google or anything.
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
do a lot of my messaging through
yeah.
Instagram, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then also, anytime that I'm on there, I will possibly watch most reels 3 or 4 times, especially if they've done well, to understand why they've done well and try to learn and try to get ideas and that sort of thing. So my daily average from the last week was up 16%, 8 hours, 50 minutes.
I thought it was going to be worse, to be honest. That's
So
not
did
bad.
I, to be fair. But 9 hours is crazy. When you think about the fact that, like, I get up early in the morning and I go to bed.
That includes a laptop, though, huh? Or not?
No,
Right.
that's just my phone.
Yeah.
So I've also probably got my laptop.
So if he's not replying to you, he's talking shit.
Yeah, I've just got notifications off.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all a bit crazy. But then, like, it's also at the moment, for someone that's interested in sport, very hard to get off a phone. I don't know if you've found this the last few weeks.
No,
but there's so much going on.
And it is so nice to be kept updated because you can't always be watching it on TV, like Le Tour and all the things. Like, and some of the Tour de France footage has been epic. Like that song that plays in the background.
The song? I haven't really been listening to the song.
No, like the cheering song, like the one they've all used that they're all singing.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
right. We step into.
I've made notes.
Yes, I've got notes too.
I've used that as a segue.
Pen and paper, yeah.
Of news.
Old generation.
You've gone old generation. See, I'm just pumping my screen time numbers. I've made notes of what has happened since I last did a news segment, which was 2.5 weeks ago.
Right.
I'm going to try and do this in our style of like 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
I'm just going to reel them off, though. We're not going to pause and debate this.
Okay.
We can go back.
Can I go back to whatever you say? Yeah.
So, 3, 2, 1. Wimbledon was won by Yannick Sinner, who we'd predicted as well that was going to take the win. I need to come back to the Wimbledon's winners because I didn't actually put the name down, which is terrible for me. World Cup. Spain won the World Cup. Hilarious. Argentina, sorry.
Yeah.
Josh Kerr, world record, 2 minutes, 42.6 seconds for the mile. T100 this weekend, just gone in London. Matt Hauser and Cassandra Beaugrand. British Open, golf, Ryan Fox took that. Tadej Pogačar won his 5th Tour de France. In the Formula 1, we've had 2 races. Antonelli won 1, and Norris is back on top with another after a good upgrade from McLaren. Terrible times for George Russell as well. Commonwealth Games have started. Jake Whitehouse has taken the first gold medal for England in gymnastics. And in cricket, Joe Root is rumoured to be the next England captain.
Interesting.
Been a pretty packed
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
A lot of fun.
Of sport.
Joe Root, that's interesting. So I want to talk about Josh Kerr.
Yeah.
So
please.
in his whole planning, which I found quite cool, because you know it's 222 seconds that he did that in.
Yeah.
Project 222. Do you know he was doing things like his ice baths in 222 seconds?
Really?
So every time he would do an ice bath, he would do it for 222 seconds. So he was mentally driving that number into his system, into his soul.
Well, there's the thing as well that athletes do, which is like they'll try and train at the time that they're gonna perform at.
Yeah.
Because it prepares the body.
Yeah.
But I think, maybe there is something in like
was just
preparing your body to do segments of everything at 222 seconds.
Yeah, and just sticking that number in the front of your mind.
Oh, Josh Kerr's wife is a lucky woman. Very lucky woman.
That's great. Yeah, that's long.
But, like his training's been crazy. A lot of people wrote him off from America because they were like, this guy hasn't won anything in so long. And it's like, he wasn't training for the win. Like, all due respect, he wasn't training to win that race. He was training to break a world record.
Yeah,
they are two actually very different things.
Right.
If you're training to win, you're thinking about the competition. You're thinking about where your edge is on them.
Yeah.
If you're training for 222 seconds, you are training to optimize everything in your body and in your performance to hit that specific number.
And a couple of interesting things in his training. He only did 105 to 115 kilometer weeks, no double days, and no lactic threshold. So, like, pretty simple. Not overcomplicated. 6 days a week.
Do you know what I love about that?
Yeah.
What works for him?
Yeah.
Because you see all this stuff and...
Well, he's the perfect example. Do you think he's a good content creator?
No.
Yeah. Someone does it for him.
That's the thing. People will do it for him. And I would argue that probably him and his agent manager are probably saying, like, he'll turn up to things, but you guys are doing all of that.
Yeah.
Because it's just something that he shouldn't be thinking about in the lead up to that. He's not going to be spending time learning how CapCut works.
No, it's an extra mission, 100%.
Exactly. But then like I said, the thing that I love about the way that he prepared for that is that you'll see so much stuff, optimization crazy, whatever. Not even about that, but Norwegian training has been proven to do wonderful things for lots and lots of athletes. But just because it doesn't mean it will work to the same degree for you as it does for everyone else. And I think a lot of people in this day and age overtrain massively. And in reality, if we reframe what Josh has done, Josh has run incredibly quickly, the fastest anyone has ever run for 222 seconds.
Yeah.
So when you look at it like that, and you look at the amount of time that he's running for, it's actually like, in the grand scheme of things, not that long.
Yeah.
So as much as for some people, the double threshold days, the 3 hours of volume
200
per day,
kilometers a week.
yeah,
For a marathon.
100%.
I mean, I
that
guess
might
it's for a
make
marathon,
sense
yeah.
for a marathon. But
Yeah.
there will be people that are like, oh, if I increase my zone 2 time to, on average, 45 minutes a day, maybe to 90 minutes a day, because I can find a way to do that, that will benefit my mile time.
Yeah.
I don't know where you've got that from, apart from seeing too much stuff online and
Yeah.
reading the wrong books. But
Yeah.
like, that might not be the way that you train best. And you have to go on this unrewarding journey of finding out what works and what doesn't work
Yeah.
to then put into your own training.
Experience is number one.
For sure.
And you got to just do it yourself, because people pick from different professionals who have different things. And like you say, like a Norwegian can be different to a South African, can be different to an English guy.
Exactly.
Different systems, different internal.
The interesting question for me about Josh with this world record is this world record has stood for so long.
Yeah, 27 years.
Exactly.
Crazy.
And second place, by the way, in that race ran 2 minutes 45.
Which is?
Well, which is just an absurdly fast time generally.
Still, right.
Let alone...
So it wasn't like a poor result.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But then my question is, a bit like when the 4-minute mile was broken, is this another gate that has just been opened and now we're about to see a few more athletes run sub 2:42?
Well, it's the same as the sub 2 marathon.
Yeah.
You're just breaking all the rules.
The interesting thing for me, coming back to the mile though, is Faith Kipignon's attempt at the sub 4 mile last year,
right,
with Nike, I believe it was, didn't go to plan. I think she actually ran slower than her personal best, but the idea that the women's fastest time is 4 minutes and 7 seconds. Right. Now the men's world record is, it was 3:42. This whole time I've been saying 2:42 because of 2:22. 3:42 Josh Kerr's mile world record. But for the women, yes, that is a huge disparity. Do I think that is warranted? No. But I think the woman that is going to break that world record will break the world record a bit like the 4-minute mile. And there will be an absolute floodgate
for that,
for more athletes. And I think what was really cool about a bit like the sub 2 project, which then years later has ended up in an official sub 2 marathon. I think the sub 4 project has been fantastic for young women to see, like, that is a target I should aim for.
Mm.
And so there will be, I would imagine that it's going to happen, and that athlete might be in their early teens right now.
Yeah, so it's interesting because the Josh Kerr, obviously, like, he was giving it, that was everything he had in that moment. Like, I think Sebastian Saar could have easily done faster. So, like, I know we're talking about apples and pears, but I think he's got way faster in the bank. Like, he wasn't cruising at his full tilt.
What was the name of the guy who came second?
Whoa,
remember?
Because it's a tough name to say, so it's hard to.
Because he also broke the 2-hour mark.
Yeah,
that was his first ever marathon.
Yeah.
So, like, we could also Sebastian Saar, like, zero pressure on him because he's done something unthinkable.
Yeah.
But immediately there's already someone on his tail, which is insane.
Yeah, he's under
Can you
pressure.
imagine breaking the 2-hour marathon world record and already there's someone on your back being like, "Hey man, I'm right there with you." Well Literally done. The same race. Not even like, he didn't even have a month's grace.
Marathon.
He had 20 seconds grace before he realized someone is coming for his title, which is insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, which marathon would they run next?
Valencia.
Valencia, yeah. So it's got to be another sub 2.
I mean, if it isn't, I would be very, very surprised, and it would come down to some sort of environmental condition, because Valencia is widely known as the fastest marathon.
Yeah. Did you see, going back to Le Tour, Van der Poel's finish yesterday? Dude, it was sick.
If you haven't seen a cycling race before, go to YouTube, give it tippy tap, look that up, and all of a sudden you'll understand why it's so crazy.
Did you see him lying on the ground?
Yeah.
Dude, I was like, and then he goes, "I've been thinking about this for a year," and you're like, "That's crazy."
But is it though? Like, how many athletes have you spoken to on the podcast, and how many of them, with all due respect, are obsessively mental?
Yeah, they're all obsessively mental, and they all have to have this vision of them doing the thing, but not a lot of people them speak it out.
What are you, when you've done an FTP, that last 30 seconds where you're trying to get that number to tick up one more on the power average,
you find
what are you thinking about?
That's such a good question. It's different, but normally the finish line.
are you thinking about just getting there or beating someone?
Beating my time, because I'm never really in a race against someone else. So let me give you an example. I've already started to think that I want to go sub 10 at Ironman next year, Barcelona 2027.
Hell yeah, man.
And that finish line's already been playing in my head. Like I've already been picturing crossing the finish line and like looking up to see 9:59 and then like celebrating. So I'm going to get Alex Kerr, the sub 10 coach, and like having Lauren and my parents. I've already envisioned the finish line when I'm daydreaming or training. How crazy is that? So
It's
generally,
not, like it
that.
is and it isn't. I think a lot of people will,
yeah.
I don't want to say vibe with that. What do I mean? A lot of people will think like that generally.
Relate.
Yeah, relate. Wow, what a crazy word for me to forget.
Vibe with me.
A lot of people will be vibing with Roscoe. But I think that's part of the competitive thing. And generally, the best athletes I have worked with or have met are so petty, but like they have it all under control.
The best athletes, you said?
Yeah.
Are petty.
So petty.
Interesting. Why?
We could right here say the top 3 of who we think will win the Tour de France next year.
Yeah.
And someone that this year came 179th in the general classification. That's not even possible, is it?
No.
Cool. Well, someone that came 179th in the general classification, it's not possible. We can't be targeting anyone. They would find that we haven't put them in the top 3, and it would piss them off enough in every single session, and they would mark it down. And I know this because I know there are athletes out there that would be able to list off names of podcasts that have disrespected them at one point in one episode 2 years ago.
That's so interesting. I saw it the other day. Harry Palmer, they were ripping him about winning Swansea 70.3 the first time because the field wasn't strong enough. Second time was another reason, and he's just won it 3 times in a row. And he quoted the podcast in the reel.
But exactly.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and while that sounds like there's something really questionable about their character, it's not at all.
Yeah.
Because you have to appreciate these people, they train for a job. How many times have you skipped a session or pulled out of a session because like you're just not in the mood? But like you change a session, you just don't have a good one. For them, it's fundamentally important they make those sessions.
Yeah. So
they will go actively hunting for motivation.
Yeah.
And in reality, if they met those podcast hosts in person, they'd be like, "Oh, you're a dickhead, whatever." Yeah. But like,
thank you.
It is what it is. Thank you.
Yeah.
Might even happen, especially if they go on to win. But still, in the moment, they're going to be so petty about it. They'll have it recorded on their phone. They'll have the screenshot.
Yeah.
They'll have it. And then when it comes to that FTP that they're doing, some people will use that.
Yeah.
Some people will actually go, okay, I'm imagining I've done this breakaway and I'm 200 meters up the road and there's 300 meters left. And I can hear all of them getting out of their saddle.
This is literally fun to pull.
Exactly. So I can hear all of them getting out of their saddle, and I can hear the guy who's at the front. I can hear his breath getting louder and louder.
Literally.
And how, like, what extra 0.0001 of a watt can I get out of my right and my left leg at the moment to mean that my tire crosses the last cobble?
Yeah.
Like that much, 1 centimeter. And that's what will generate the difference in their training sessions and all of this. It's just that vision, and it's so specific. And so I know a lot of athletes that have like sports therapists. Their therapist will drill that into them. Like it's not like manifestation, and it's actually being able to work towards a goal. Yeah, by seeing it.
And I literally saw him push into that another gear with like 5 meters to go because he gave another look and he saw it was close, and he got off his seat and had to like give another 5 pushes.
And like that is the most beautiful thing about sport.
Yeah,
it's never over until it is actually over.
Yeah, it was beautiful to see, I must say.
I genuinely I seriously get goosebumps watching sports sometimes.
But that's why all these events are quite nice for us, the T100s, the Ironmans, because it gives us an opportunity to be on a start line, to be slightly competitive, to push ourselves, to train towards something. Like, how cool is that? And people complain prices, which are out of control. But it's just so nice to have these things, and that's why I think there's such a big trend to all these sports, endurance sports.
I have to say, so off the back of the T100 early this weekend, T100 as an event, from my side and for a spectator's perspective, and I think for 99% of the people that take part, is a fantastic event. Like it's really well organized. It's very clear. Sometimes it can be really difficult to get in and around a venue, but that's because the racing becomes priority. And I think I also really appreciate that from the perspective of sometimes you're an athlete and you're dealing with this weird gate where people that have turned up and didn't even know what the sport was or how it works are trying to tell people when they can and can't cross.
It would be annoying,
Super annoying. But with this, it's like the race comes first and then the spectating is free and you can move around and it's in a capital city and you can spend the day there. You can support all these people. And one thing that was different, because you obviously did it last year and I filmed it.
Super fast.
Filming it last year, nightmare. You are fully aware of the issues that I had, but just getting in and around everything, there were so many bottlenecks. And this year they seem to have put a lot more effort into making the spectating better. I did hear that the run course was far more hilly as a result of that.
Yeah, it was hilly, but it was nice. Like, I stood really on the pavement. You can run next to the athletes. Like,
you give way more support. And when you were doing your Ironman, obviously Ironman, you're covering a marathon distance, which is usually for the run, it's like 4 laps of 10K.
Yeah.
But 10K is a lot of road to close off fully from pedestrian access. So you do get the opportunity to go and support the person. And I think that's fundamental. You see that also in London Marathon. Like London Marathon is widely, there's barriers everywhere in central London, but actually out in the corner, when you go up to the northwestern point, it's just a street. So you can actually go run alongside, really get close to everybody and help them finish their race and that sort of thing. I think that is so fundamental to an endurance event.
What do you think about the London Marathon being 2 days?
I have strongly mixed emotions about it, but great question. From my perspective as a camera guy, it's possibly good because it might mean that the crowds are quieter. This year was horrible.
But you can't. Could you get a media pass for London Marathon?
You can, but
for T100?
It doesn't make it any smaller in distance. Right. The difficulty is that I could see you at mile 6, and then I could plan to see you at mile 14. But how do I get there?
Yeah,
I have to go and queue for half an hour to get a tube that then stops at every station for twice as long.
Yeah.
So that's the thing you can't really predict. Like the easiest way that I found getting around this year was just by hopping on a line bike or a forest bike, whatever, whichever bike wants to sponsor the podcast. But ultimately, like, I think it would make it somewhat easier if London is less busy. This year was incredible atmosphere, but also just impossible to get around. And I do think a lot of people ended up missing their friends and family that were racing because they couldn't get to where they said they'd be.
Yeah.
And for those athletes as well that were running and were kind of relying on getting a gel or getting a bottle of water from their family and saying hello and missed them, that really sucks if you're in a hole in the race.
Well, it's interesting because there's so many people in London. Do you think it will empty just because it's 2 days?
No. I think if anything, it will be 80% as busy, but across both days.
Because also it depends on how they do it. Like, which days are the pros? Is it going to be pro women, pro men? Is it going to be?
I think, realistically, I think they'd have to do. I would assume they're going to do the pro men and the pro women on the same day, so it's the same conditions, and that they only have to think about the logistics of that one time. Thinking from like more of a
second day will be more.
Second day, I think, will be a bit more of an open event.
So it could be elite, pros, sub elite, like everything down to everyone above 4 hours, and they all go the next day.
Possibly. I would imagine they'd try and split it across the day so that you don't have like a really long second day, because that's all the people.
But it could be nice because a lot of the people that get in the later waves because they're slow have to run the heat. So how nice would it be to put them up front at the first starting time?
Although that just creates traffic. No offense, but like you do become an obstacle.
Yeah, but I mean, I found in this London Marathon, I started in the 3:30 wave, and there were obstacles.
What time did you run?
3:34.
Which, by the way, congratulations, is a very good time.
Thank you.
But you lied on your time estimate, so everyone saw you as an obstacle. That's what you just told me.
I did lie. The marathon police were out to get me. Yeah.
But I mean, have you
that's
spoken about that?
What talking about. Yeah, I did actually speak about it once before. Yeah. So I put Angus's very cool video of me running the London Marathon, and I put the Strava stamp 3:34, but 3:32. My chip time was 3:34. Thank God I put 3:34 in the caption, because then I would have been outed if I didn't. But I didn't know you could change your Strava time, honestly.
I mean, if you did, you'd have changed it to sub 3 for sure.
Yeah. Well, sub 3:30. Yeah. But honestly, I didn't understand like the marathon police and what is it?
It's
official,
great.
Unofficial.
Yeah.
I love their stuff because some of the people that they're catching out, it's like they're so blatant.
But the big thing, when I first saw it, I was like, this is funny, but like this is also a bit savage. Yeah. But then also, when you actually look into it, a lot of the people they call out have some sort of platform where they try and make money, whether it's from coaching or anything like that. And I think it's hilarious.
But they're also like being wrong. They are putting their Strava like elapsed time.
Oh, of course.
Like they
have to.
And then they're blocking unofficial official.
Their personal brand depends on that.
Yeah, I find that quite interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
I meant nothing by it. I also said the time difference was like a non-event in
Mm.
my head.
The problem that we've got though now, and I know that you'll have experienced this. I experience this all the time. You have, and you know, earlier when I was talking about athletes aren't creators and creators aren't athletes.
Yes.
The problem the reason that's a grey area is because you have people that are in the middle.
Yeah.
So like you've had him on the podcast. Hugo Fry
Yes.
is a perfect example.
I spoke to him yesterday.
What did he say?
He was in his Precision outfit looking ridiculous in his robe.
So he's sponsored by Precision because he's an athlete, but he's actually kind of a content creator first.
He's 100% was a content creator first.
But then he runs a 2:17 marathon.
Now he
which is
wants
an
to be
elite
an
time.
athlete. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's a really difficult transition, but it's also really difficult for your audience and everybody around to understand who you are. Because you might get invited to certain marathons and you might get invited to certain triathlons in exchange for content purposes and that sort of thing. But ultimately, if you want to win them and you want to do that professionally, then it doesn't feel like you're ever going to get the respect from the brands or the sponsors you need to get there. And I think that must be really, really difficult. But then it's also really, really difficult from like a supporters perspective, because you see like James and Mary, so Mary McCarthy and James Warnock, sorry, they took on T100 like against each other. And they were, I don't know if they were invited, if they bought their tickets or whatever, but for them, I know both of them love the idea of being an athlete, but unfortunately they're creators first, is how it feels. And so if suddenly one of them was like, I'm going to be an athlete, I think their audience would massively change.
Yeah, James doesn't like to post a lot of running stuff. Remember in the podcast where I had him on, he spoke about not actually liking to post because that's not what his social media is all about.
I think it's really interesting. A lot of people see creator and athlete lifestyle online and go like, oh, why do I work an office job? And a lot of them would rather be in an office.
Do you think so?
For sure. Because
like, content creators would rather be in an office.
Not all the time. Not when they're being flown out to the Alps to go and do something fun and ride a Tour de France stage.
Because if you go back to Hugo Fry, the content creation has given him the time in the day to try to become an elite athlete.
Exactly that. But not an honest athlete in the same way that Matt Hauser would like be able to live his life in order to win the T100.
Yeah.
That he's never going to have a content-free pathway to being the athlete now.
No.
Unless he suddenly starts winning like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's really tough. And that
he could slowly change the pendulum. Slowly but surely. Bring down, bring up if he gets the results.
If, let's say, one of the things that we have spoken about on the podcast this episode goes so viral that Diet Starts Monday blows up.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're earning hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
Would you try and take that to go full-time as an athlete, or would you stay on this side?
That's a great question. No, I would focus on my passion, which would be podcasting, but then I would need to walk the talk. So I'm always going to walk the talk. I'm always going to do the events. I want to know when I'm sitting across from someone what that ultra looks like. If I'm talking to you about it, like I want to know. I need to know about it to actually share a true like reflection or be.
But then when you end up on the start line, and you're there, you're kitted out, but you're kitted out by, I don't know, James's electrolytes, instead of Precision Fuel, and you got Hugo next to you who's dripped out in Precision Fuel. Are you a bit like, Precision Fuel would be cool? I wish I had more time to be an athlete.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's never really greener on the other side.
No.
So
well,
like
it can be.
It can be.
Because you can have Winter Greens work with
you. Exactly.
Talk to me about Winter Greens.
Winter Green,
here perfectly.
One of the best recovery products in the world, actually. I actually love their stuff. I've been using it for all my ultra training.
It's so what we've got here, we've got some...
So this is a magnesium package. So you got the body spray, the creams. Yeah, exactly. 2 sprays, rub in. See? You're an athlete now.
I feel my leg.
Your quad is fully recovered.
It's never been that great. So anything that can help.
This I know you need is the friction cream. I know, yeah.
That's a crazy statement. You need friction cream is a crazy thing to say. Magnesium body soak as well. Unfortunately, living in London, I don't have a bath.
So I have a bath. What a win. So I soak in that, dude. I go to sleep.
You go to sleep in the bath?
No. Oh. After the bath. Magnesium.
That would be a grind my gear. You're taking way too long in your baths if you're doing that.
Bathing is actually incredibly soothing that we don't really do as males.
It's kind of gross
to
me. I'm just going to go and sit in my dirt for a bit, and then I'm going to get out and rub it all over me with a towel, and then I'm going to be like, jobs are good.
But the water isn't dirty when you get in.
then you are dirty and you get in. You see my problem? I don't like. I get that bathing is nice. I
Yeah.
don't personally.
Well, to be
being
honest, the
tall, I don't
problem
really
with
fit
London
well.
is there's no other body of water. That's my biggest grind my gear with summer. There's no body. It's so hard to just walk to a body of water and jump in. I'm so used to swimming pools and beaches. I have nowhere to go but my bath.
in there with your little wetsuit and your duck.
Yeah.
No, I mean there are Lidos, however you want to say them.
Lidos, yeah.
Obviously, you can hop on a train. It takes like an hour to get to the coast. It's not warm. You
Right.
probably don't want to be in there anyway because that's where we like to send all of our like sewage and stuff. But I do agree. It would be nice
It'd be nice
to
with
go
a
around the
couple more
corner. I'm
bodies
going
of
to Cape
water.
Town later this year. Could not be more
Whoa.
excited.
When?
October.
Wow.
Mm.
What are you doing there?
Apparently, I'm getting in bodies of water that aren't my bathtub.
yeah.
I'm chilling out. Everyone seems to go there and has a great time, just
And
sort
gets
of
millions
actually
of
relaxing.
views. Just take a Lion's Head and Camps Bay and do
Sweet.
a cool
Well,
song.
if that's
and
what I need to do,
That's all you need.
I'll
Yeah.
do that. Okay.
Take
But
a
yeah,
picture
I'm,
of your
I'm
high socks.
very excited. Oh, here we go. Terrible
'Cause-
attempt at a segue coming back, but I'll allow it.
I'm not the best at that. But people love socks with Birks in Cape Town.
So,
So this is what you got to do.
well, my socks, for a start, I don't know if you can see that on camera. I'm wearing high socks by High Style Clothing. I've actually got you a pair.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are bright red, so they can't be missed.
You.
Do you want to? I'll tell you what. You can talk about those. I've also got a cap for you, which is by High Style.
Okay.
Basically, put this on, and the thing that I personally like about black caps with training caps
Yes.
is that they collect sweat, and that's like a thing that you can develop
Respect.
over time, and it's personal respect.
Right.
So get sweat all over that.
So what's so special about these socks?
You're about to tell everybody that's listening, and while you analyze what you're looking at,
Mhm.
I'm going to tell you that these are 15% off. You can use code mindset15 at checkout. Save
Nice.
yourself £1.50. Go on.
Red. Bright.
Tell me.
So I obviously think they've got a bit more grip than your average sock.
Well, this one, interestingly, isn't a grip sock. This one is their performance sock.
Interesting.
So you know how you put a pair of socks on and it's nice enough to give you a left and a right?
Yes.
He's getting the dogs out. They're not on camera. The dogs are coming out.
Taking off my winter.
What you'll
green
notice
socks.
when you put these on is what happens on the top of the foot. So I don't know about you. As a person that trains, I get pretty sweaty sometimes. And the worst thing is getting really sweaty feet.
Yeah.
But they're really breathable on top.
Yeah, these are
And
nice.
that sounds like a really dumb thing to notice, but it's genuinely not. It's really nice.
Do you mean because of the mesh on the top?
Yeah, so they're meshed in two parts
Mm.
over the bridge, but then you still have the support between the two. If you do go for the grip socks, they do also have this. However, you're not necessarily going to wear grip socks for every gym session. I appreciate that. I would love to push that down everybody's throat, but I'm not going to do that. So the grip socks are really, really good for when you're doing your races and you're training, not specifically in high rocks,
Right.
any sort of running, anything like that. The contact you get within your trainer,
Yeah.
it all kind of feels like it's just your foot, which is really nice. These, however, are good for sort of general training, general bit more lifestyle.
Do you think that it's classic that I've put the R on my left and the L on my right? Or do you think I'm just a dumbass?
I don't think you want me to answer that question. But how, I mean, yeah.
No,
so
they feel really good.
I want to say thank you to obviously Wintergreen and
Yep.
High Socks for
Yep.
partnering with us. I'm sure you'll be able to check out all of those in the link in the
Absolutely love their
description.
brand. Yeah, look in the description.
Segue into Grind My Gears because you haven't told me what's been pissing you off lately.
Dude. So
Enter the therapy session.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. What just happened.
Grind
The
My
dude.
Gears, where we let you know what's been grinding our gears. Well, they do on Mindsets. Stores closing together. Let me explain.
Together.
Very relative. Clapham, Northcote, High Street, whatever, the main road down in Northcote, has two main food retailers, Waitrose and M&S. There's nothing else. They've both closed for 2 months. Where are we meant to shop? There is no other option. There's an Asda, a Shazda, or a Sainsbury's local.
Is there no Waitrose?
The Waitrose has closed down.
Oh, is there not another Waitrose? Though?
No.
I thought there were two.
So there's the like small Waitrose by the station. It's like a local again.
Just to defend myself, not a Waitrose shopper. Not one near me. I don't live in a nice enough location.
Yeah,
but
well, we don't
everyone
have a
in Clapham
little.
goes to
We don't
Waitrose.
have like a big Sainsbury's.
You have all of the like because it's Clapham. You have all of the like fresh
Harleys
food, like
yeah.
you don't have to buy any packaging here. You just fill up a
Yeah.
Tupperware container that you bring in, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Go to one of them.
But it's expensive.
But you live in Clapham. It's like, it's fine for you. Do you know what I mean?
But I'm just super wouldn't that grind your gears? 2 of your main stores closed for months at the same time.
Yeah, not ideal.
That's ridiculous.
What also annoys me though, if we're going to stay in supermarket talk, I don't know how many times we brought up meal deals.
I almost wanted to buy you one on the way here.
I
couldn't find a new one.
I cannot tell you why I haven't brought this up already. But I feel like other people will understand this. But what do you do? Like, my brain switches off when I go into a shop and I see a meal deal, but the sandwich is reduced.
Yes.
My brain shuts down because before coming in, I understood that I could get a sandwich, a drink, and a snack, and it was going to cost me £3 to £4 something, whatever I do.
Also, how
on the
expensive
deals.
are they getting?
Oh, don't. But all of a sudden, you tell me that sandwich is actually £1.85 instead of £2.40. I don't know what to do with that information. Because
is it old?
Because now, well, yeah, it is. That's obviously why it's reduced. But like, that now means I can't do a meal deal with it.
Is it cut from the meal deal?
Well, yeah.
Does your overall price become bigger?
No.
When you put a water and a snack?
Well, yeah, it would do, because that sandwich is, if you're buying it reduced, is not in the meal deal.
Right.
So in my head, I'm like, well, I'm obviously not going to buy that sandwich because I get more value for money if I do the meal deal. However, my brain then can't quickly enough compute, if I bought that cheap sandwich and I bought something else that's a main, I bought a snack and a drink, I kind of get a bigger meal, but how much is that going to cost me? It's easier for me to just go, I didn't see that. So the whole reduced sandwiches thing pisses me off because no one's buying it, because you've just switched everyone's brain off.
Right. Do you buy reduced food like other foods?
I love a reduced section.
Right.
If you're a person that goes to a supermarket and you don't know where the reduced section is in your local supermarket, we can't be friends.
How often do you buy stuff and it just goes off in your fridge?
Very rarely.
I buy 4 kiwis a week and they never get eaten.
Out of context, crazy fact. I don't know what this podcast became, but fantastic. Question on that though. Do you eat kiwis with the skin on?
I was told I should, but normally when I eat them once every 2 months, I cut them in 4 and then I just eat them like an orange.
I kind of like, I'm happy to eat kiwi with the skin.
Kiwis are super good for you. That's why I buy them every week.
They are really good. Although when you get a bad one, terrible.
They go off at the bottom right of my fridge.
So you don't eat them every single week. You just buy 4.
And Lauren and I laugh every day. You better eat the fucking kiwis this week.
You're telling me, sorry, let's spin it back about 2 minutes. You're too good. Well, you're not good enough, sorry, to shop.
Those are Waitrose kiwis.
To shop. Well, this is the problem. You're actually making the effort to go to a different Waitrose to buy kiwis you're not going to eat, when you could just go to the local fancy pants store and get 2 kiwis and maybe eat those there.
Yeah.
And save money still somehow.
Yeah, it's a problem. And kiwis was just an example of many things in the fridge.
What's your go-to breakfast? This is huge. We're about to see how
Let's talk about this. So when I have eggs, beans on toast, the beans goes on the side.
Oh, okay. Are you going to give them context to this?
Okay, context was we were doing a sound check when we started, and normally the sound check is, what did you have for breakfast? So I said eggs on toast with beans, which was bullshit.
We knew straight away because he said eggs on the side, like eggs on toast, and then beans just in and around the kitchen. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, that's normal.
That's so irregular. I don't know. Like beans on the toast. Then
you're having beans on toast.
It's a staple in the English culture. You're coming here like you've invented beans. You haven't. We put beans on toast. The only discrepancy there is whether or not you put butter between your beans and your toast. Personally, can't be bothered. Bit too much time. Beans on, a little bit of cheese, sometimes some Worcestershire sauce, and then thank you, and then put your egg on top if you fancy it, or on the side, and mix it in when you want. But the point is,
where's the bacon go?
Now we're talking about a different meal. We're talking about fry up here,
right?
And then the bread is on the side.
Okay.
But if we're having beans with toast as 2 main parts of a meal, the beans are on the toast,
right?
For sure.
So
I'm glad we fixed that, and I'm glad that everyone listening to this firmly agrees with me.
Right. Can you actually comment below? Would you rather have the beans on the side, or would you have toast, beans, egg?
If the comments are not one-sided, I'm never coming back on this podcast. Never again. I don't know who you're paying. I don't know who Wintergreens have on their books.
Can't wait.
I cannot
can't
be
wait.
dealing with that.
I'm toast, egg, beans on the side. Angus is toast, beans, egg.
I've got questions for you
Yeah.
about a recent guest that you've had, who I think is
Interesting.
phenomenal.
Oh, I'm excited.
Heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah.
I want to know, from your perspective, has this motivated you to go and run a sub 17:35K?
Yeah.
Because this is insane.
It's impressive.
This is insane.
So I haven't run a 5K in a long time to actually like feel it. I ran it like almost 2 years ago. But yeah, that is crazy. That's super fast for 104 kgs. But so on a performance level, he's crazy. But on a heavyweight, I've never seen such real life connection and motivation in my life, let alone at Battersea Park. Like when I go to the Big Dog, he has the Big Dog running on Friday mornings.
For reference, for people that don't know, Jordan Stanton.
Yes, who will know as the Big Dog.
Oh, Big Dog. Yeah.
So the other day I said to someone, Jordan, they're like, who the fuck is that? I'm like, the Big Dog.
Yeah.
But he's making such a difference in people's lives. People are driving 2 hours to get to that 7:15 Battersea Park Friday morning run. Like, that's crazy. Like, the actual difference he's making in the heavyweight division. Now, I've met some of these heavyweight lads. Such good lads. And no one's ever seen them before. And now, all of a sudden, they're everywhere. Like, he's got a movement on the go.
It's interesting because a couple of years ago, I don't know if you know Jenny Fit.
Yes.
Jenny Fit did Runners and Stunners,
Yes.
which massively broke the barrier down of you have to run fast. Like, it's okay to be a slow runner, which I think was fantastic. And I think Runners and Stunners still goes on today. So I'm hoping that this heavyweight running club, because Runners and Stunners was mainly for women, I'm hoping that this is the male equivalent.
Well,
but
that's
what I'm also hoping is we get some absolute dogs out of it, because I know we already said it, but 104 kilos and a sub 17:30K. There's Venn diagrams about being heavy and being runners, and that is so far out of the Venn diagram.
So that's his target, right? He hasn't done that.
I think he's done it now.
No. I think he's targeting that.
He's definitely either going to do it.
Yeah. So it's
Or he's
Project Thick and Quick.
Okay.
So I think
It's a great name.
Yeah. Project Thick and Quick. He's going for that. I think his current time is 18 something.
Well, aside from that, if that's not already impressive enough, how he got on the Backyard Ultra,
200
for his
Ks.
first Backyard Ultra, again, at 104 kilos, is absurd.
Yeah, he's got something special in him. But this is what happens: is when you find your place in something, the motivation just accelerates. Like we were talking about how athletes go and find their motivation. He's now the heavyweight leader, and you were talking about Jennifer leading women. Like he knows he's just men. Like he is only talking to the man athlete heavyweight. That's his realm, and he is the king of the heavyweights, and he's going to take it forward. And I think he's got a massive opportunity to really become the face of the heavyweight runner. And I can't believe the people that are coming out of the woodworks, all these big dogs doing. There's a guy, Rob, who's doing a 70.3 at 138 kilos in September. And he's doing the Backyard Ultra on the 3rd of October, which I'll be doing as well.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Talk to me.
Yeah. So
Game plans.
I signed up because Jordan looked at me like this and he went, "You signing up?" I was like, "Okay."
Yes, Daddy.
Yeah. I was like, "Okay." So it's the Backyard Ultra. So I've got Charlie and them coming on the pod soon as well.
Sweet.
Guys that founded it. It's a 6.7K loop on the hour every hour, but theirs is different. And so they've got a whole new concept that it stops at 100 miles. There's no winner. Get everyone to the finish line of 100 miles. 24 hours, 2 to 2. 2 p.m. to 2 p.m.
There is a winner, though.
Who's going to be the winner?
Whoever's fastest on that last lap is definitely the winner.
That's the challenge.
The unwritten rule that everybody understands.
Well, I'm going to be interested to see, like, I've never done an event like that. I obviously come in with a little bit of confidence. I don't know if you know, I did an ultra the other day.
I think you mentioned that
Did I
about
tell you?
3 times in the podcast
Okay.
already, yeah.
So we went 22 hours and 20 minutes. So I feel like time is not a problem, but picturing going round and without stopping
So
sounds.
I've been fortunate enough to shoot some Backyard Ultras.
Weren't you at something now? Represent 247?
Yeah, so I did that event last year. So that's similar, a little bit different. On paper, way easier than Backyard Ultra because it's 5.1K.
Right.
It is, however, trails, which some backyards are, some backyards aren't. The difference being you're also doing it in a team of 5. So that makes it seem way less serious because in the rules it says for this event, every hour, at least 2 of your 5 teammates must do the run. So you
Right.
don't actually have to run every hour if you don't want to. The nuance is that you get points. So every team member that runs the 5.1K loop in that hour earns your team 5 points. Every time you all get back, that is, that you get those 5 points. When you get back, unlike a backyard ultra where any time you have remaining is recovery time, do what you like as long as you're back in at the pen to start the next hour. In this event, it is max distance on the ski erg in the remaining time. You can't touch the ski erg before the first person gets back. So if you left someone behind, they can't generate any points while you're gone. What has quickly been worked out, at least so far across the first 2 years, is that in order to have any chance of winning, everybody must run. You need those 25 points. When you get back, the interesting thing is just how you split the ski erg up between your teammates in order to make a difference. One other rule is that you must have at least one female on your team. That does have an impact because typically speaking, the power output on the ski erg isn't the same from women. So most teams do only have one woman. However, some teams are really, really smart with how they use their woman to drive the team going forward in points. And typically speaking, you'll have one really fast runner who will run as quickly as possible and then just get back and get going on the ski erg. You'll typically then have a very fast female who'll come in and relieve that person so they can still do some good efforts. And then everyone else comes in. Interestingly, some teams this year had like a minesweeper who basically ran really slow, but when they did get in, they just minced the ski erg to allow their fast runner to rest for 15 minutes so they could go off again. So already this year it was very different to last year. Last year I did it, and I can safely say it is one of the most underestimated endurance events I have ever seen or been a part of, because you do not understand the impact of doing an upper body endurance event at the same time as doing a lower body endurance event.
Yeah, that's
but they aren't happening at the same time. On a ski erg, you're bending over a lot. In a backyard ultra, when you get back, you sit down and you fuel. When the fuck do you fuel in an event where you are doing 1 minute efforts on a ski erg in your rest from running? Because the problem is you put that food in and now you want to throw it up. And then you go off on the run again.
You're doing high intensity.
Exactly.
The backyard ultra is pretty low intensity.
Yeah. Now, the nice bit, in a way, is that this only lasts 12 hours. It means the 12th hour is incredibly painful, but it does only last 12 hours. With a backyard ultra, normally there's no finish line.
Yeah, well, this one's 24 hours.
So this one's 24 hours. One thing that I don't think you're prepared for is that the rest that you have is a blessing and a major curse.
Because you can seize up and stuff.
You can seize up, but just understanding how to race your rate. Oh, there we go.
You can't seize up.
You can't seize up. You got cheat code. We need to check the rules for that. But you are very much on your own. Nighttime breaks you, and you're forced into. Because
but you're
the
not
world
on your
shuts
own.
down.
What about all the other athletes?
Yeah, but there's still going to be points where you are feeling in the lowest of lows, and someone else seems fine, and you might even be alone for part of the loop. Like, you never know.
Yeah, I was born in the dark.
Yeah, we'll see.
No,
because the thing is,
I agree with you.
Your circadian rhythm obviously comes into play in a 24-hour event. Even then,
they've obviously chosen 2 to 2 for a particular reason.
Is it 2
p.m. to 2 p.m.
to force you into the night? In theory, that might make it more achievable for people to get to the 100 miles because you get into the night earlier on in the run. Most backyard ultras start, I believe, at 9 or 10 a.m., which means that by the time it's dark in the middle of summer, already. You've done 12 hours. So you're already, you're already 80K in. You're pretty tired by the time it gets dark. And then it becomes the test of, are you too tired physically, mentally, and is the sleep deprivation going to start getting to you? And that's really where people don't make it to 100K.
Yeah.
Whereas if you can knock that out of the way a little bit earlier, sunrise starts your day off, vibes, you're in a really good place again. And like, not necessarily.
I'm just interested in the pacing, but we're talking about Jordan's influence with the heavyweights. So he has brought 12 heavyweights to this race, and he's going to be there helping them get through the race. He's not actually going to race. He's got 12 blokes over 100 kgs going for the 100 miles.
Unreal. I hope well, first of all, obviously hope they all do it.
Yeah.
I would say from my experience in the runners that really do seem to know what they're doing is, typically speaking, from lap 1, the run loops take them 48 to 53 minutes.
Yeah.
So quite a lot longer than it could take them.
How slow is that? Is that like 7 minutes a K?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
because
in and around that.
Not
sometimes
walk,
a little bit slower.
And it's got 100 meters of elevation.
So
the 6.7K.
The key is and this comes from a guy called Tommy Lewis, who's a great runner as well.
I know.
Run the runnable. So you get to a slope that's a slight incline, you walk it.
Yeah.
You power walk it, you walk it, whatever. When it's super steep downhill, you can take that real slow. You could walk that if you want. When it's flat, you run. And like you don't run.
You waddle.
You just move.
Yeah.
And you get around it in that time. And if you've got 7 minutes left, that's fine. But like you said, you've done a 22-hour running event. So I think you said that. But you obviously know that your body can move relatively continuously for that period of time.
Yeah.
So in actual fact, rather than you going into the unknown of trying to do 40-minute laps with 20-minute rest, you're better off doing essentially a continuous race for that time.
Yeah.
So you use them as aid stations every time you come back. The hard thing mentally is that you're going to be doing, typically with most backyard ultras, and I don't know if this is the case for Mackyard, you do 2 loops of the same thing per lap. That's really tough.
That's interesting.
Because you end up getting really, really bored of what you're doing. And also, you come back and halfway through, you see the safety and the warmth of home and food and friends and family. And then you have to leave them again and go and do it again.
And also for me, it's road. I'm way easier on trail for my legs. Road is also tough to smack the tarmac for so long.
But at least it's more consistent underfooting.
Yeah.
So there is that. You can be
a
bit more tired and get away with it.
Ain't nobody wearing carbons.
A lot of people do get injured in ultras, and that's what changes them massively. It's just because like at some point you get so tired you don't look at the one rock that you should have looked at. You've rolled your ankle and you've just got a stupid injury that might not even be an injury that would count you out of a 100-mile race. You might make it to the finish. Unfortunately, though, you take too long to get around on the loop and you're out.
Because it's interesting as well, the mentality behind no one's going to beat the person next to them in this race.
Have you seen, just quickly, quick tangent, have you seen the 99-lap race that just happened this weekend, just gone?
No.
So it was similar. It was an ultra endurance event. I don't know how long the laps were. I can't remember. But there was 100 people, I believe, that started this race, and every single lap completed, someone was eliminated. And it went until there was one person left.
Oh, that's cool.
And so it did end up becoming...
So it ends up being fast.
Becomes more and more of a race.
Right.
And that's savage.
That's quite cool.
Yeah.
You just have to beat the last person.
Yeah. But then you've got to make it there in the
But
first
then also
place.
everyone's trying to play... Because you're also trying to be cautious.
It becomes very Tour de France-y.
Yeah, that's quite cool, actually.
Because then you kind of got to work with other people to stop someone doing a breakaway.
Yeah. Yeah, but no one can get tired. So you're also trying to retain some energy.
Yeah.
So you're trying to go at like a medium pace. It's quite cool, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll
But I love this. There's so many like new endurance events that are cropping up that are suitable to anybody, and there's no necessary like blueprint for who's going to be good at what. And that means that the barrier to entry for some of these sports is actually quite low, to the point where like go to a backyard ultra, see how you get on. For those that don't know,
you can pull out at any time.
If you've never done a half marathon before, go to a backyard ultra, because you'll run it in 3 loops and you can have 10 minutes rest as you go along. It's a really nice way of testing out your endurance.
Yeah, that's true. It's not like a hard race.
No, it's not hard. And everybody at an endurance event, I think there's something in how long we spend staring at walls when we train endurance to be
why does everyone want to do the bigger and better endurance?
But also everyone's so lovely.
Yeah.
And you don't, like, if you rocked up to certain events like football in this country, you have some right dickheads on the sideline.
Fair.
But like endurance, I think it is genuinely, a lot of people have spent too long on the bike and too long on runs that they've figured most of their problems out, so they don't have a problem with other people.
Yeah, ultras people are super nice.
So nice.
I've done a few, so I was.
This is going through and editing this. If you've heard 500 mentions of it, then he's edited it down from 1,000.
People are super nice in ultras. I love it.
But yeah, very exciting though. Excited to see how you get on in that.
Yeah. I'm interested to see 3rd of October.
I don't know what I'm going to do next, but the T100.
I feel like you need to do something. Although I do like seeing you behind your camera. You do love it.
I mean,
when you show people the content you've just got, I can see you smiling and you're just.
I do genuinely love it, because I feel like I can get things.
You're capturing moments. Yeah.
I capture moments that they might not understand the power of at the time. And then they can go back, they'll go through their video and they'll be like, oh, mum and dad were there.
Yeah.
And that's one I love, is like when parents have come to support and you can get a shot of them and their parents having a moment, because like that lasts forever. Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
But then like little things they don't realize in their race that they did that was really cool, or like was really impressive, or was really silly, like all of those moments are really cool. But I was watching it, I did have a little bit of FOMO. And I was thinking like T100, with all due respect to like the events I've done before, doing is it the Olympic distance that's 10K run at the end.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think I could probably do that.
You could do that.
So like,
do you remember when I beat
kind
you
of
in
a
a
bit itchy.
50-yard dash?
should we race the T100 next year?
Yeah, let's race the T100 next year. That'll be sick.
But what-
Olympic?
Yeah.
Okay.
But what if someone asked me to film?
Well, you can film. Yeah,
I'll
you see,
GoPro it.
but that's your problem.
Yeah.
Is that you're always going to be asked to film these races,
Yeah,
especially the big ones.
Yeah, possibly. But I do need to do something for myself.
But talking about parents, I mean, I had quite a cool moment the other day. My mom called me. I don't know if your parents watch your podcasts.
Crazy spin. So sorry, my dad's dead.
Mom?
Mum's still with us.
Yeah.
She's all right. But that's also another reason why I love getting those shots.
Right.
Is because like things happen in families.
Right.
And to be able to, like, there's a picture of my dad watching me at the American football national final. I love that photo.
Yeah.
Because like he was there.
Amazing.
And so like if I can get moments like that for people that they don't necessarily know the impact of at the time, but then down the line.
Because also just these podcasts, my mom called me the other day. My dad doesn't listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
So she puts it on the TV on
That's
Sundays and they
jokes.
watch it together. So
Hello.
hi guys.
That's
So yeah,
really
like that's amazing, but
Yeah.
that's a small piece of what you're talking about, the video footage that's now there forever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Heavy end there.
Yeah, crazy. Sorry about that, everyone. Well, if you wanna make me feel happier about that scenario, then you can subscribe to the MindSets podcast. Hit follow at MindSets_podcast. Genuinely, two things about it means far more than you can imagine because it gives us more opportunities to do cooler things for you guys to continue watching. Second of all, it's actually free. Like I know
Yeah.
this is the most
And
expensive
it doesn't actually
planet to live on.
change your YouTube or
at
Spotify
all.
platform. When
It's
you say
just
click
free.
follow.
And
Yeah.
also, if you put like really nice words and hit the 5-star button, that goes
That
further.
would be really helpful.
And what's crazy is that's also free. I don't know why it's on discount at the moment, but it is. So make sure you're heading over there and doing
Yes.
that. And
Also, Dice Last Monday.
I was going to
underscore
say, give a lot of love to Diet Starts Monday if
Yeah.
you're listening on the MindSets channel and if you're listening on the Diet Starts Monday podcast.
pod. They're about to hit 100 episodes as well, which is
We actually are.
I can congratulate
Yeah.
you now.
We need to get you involved in whatever we do for that.
Do something cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, everybody, for listening.